Okay, this is the place which supposedly I will come to making chunky moment. This is a very small plaza which has place in Ramon Falcon Street and Laguna Street intersection. Suddenly, at the reality of this day, while I am recording with my other mobile, which is firmware, this is exactly certain things I got to say. Apologize again while these are guessing up around and making temperatures all over, for the reason of us much more as denigration are causing to our lives that what my mouth provided in certain terms which are not exactly to giving good to the name of Adonai and to the name of us. And even though persists on the same, like I said, Sodom and Gomorrah never stops until getting what they want or paying for, which is what it's going to happen. They're going to die, not getting what they want. Certainly the reality of today delivered us into this class of abominables, making still temperatures and destructions. And all through this, I just found myself in a very different reality every day, and yesterday I had a very difficult day, and I just scrambled at the reality of my life and felt needing to live and having some space where I could ever just breathe and rest. Through this, just found that I didn't want to come back. I just wanted to leave, but it's every day the same in the threat and the destructions, and I don't receive what from International Criminal Court, United Nations, and the Diplomats Corps of United Nations Division, which is again reunited by the same International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice, selecting who to be the right responsibles and character of decency and honors to keeping at the reality of what this means and not the class of abominables like this, and suddenly the reality of the soul to keep on. So suddenly I didn't receive, and this kept on robbing me, saying they are the government and no one is going to pass above them to reaching out no citizen, while I will be an illegal and liar and never real here, while other of Kirchner's saying that Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner K2 will say that Ken signating for me what it says, like Diablo Reventado, referring me and saying, is my person, is me, with my identity, taking place any time, saying that I will pass away and only will be that one, me, will signating anything like Sodom and Gomorrah and them, Basura Kirchner, will request them, in my place, they to be a judgment, that one will take my decisions, which is DNI 29,417,608 for the less humanity in the case of Bonder at The Hague, referring my person as well. So in the middle of this reality, also that, and through this, there were what I published about the reimbursement, but these perras enfermas, forget me the word, please, at the reality of the less humanity all through my entire life, a lifetime suffering this Diablos Reventados, Sodom and Gomorrah, and them whores like Kirchner's, Peronism, Menimism, and any associated like United Evangelics are, and will die with. So in the middle of this all, perros evangelistas telling that they got to defending me, started to seeking any closer in a very rising elementary to anointing, saying that they will ever defending me and Lord will request them, that they will convert and they will transform them lives to the Lord. So in the middle of this all, started to making again the disasters and the generations and argumenting, here we taken it all off, here we done to it. And all through the reimbursement, saying that everything belongs to United Evangelics and Kirchner and Federal Police of Argentina and Armed Forces because of the multiplicity of damages I've done and caused, and all the disasters and destructions because of they proved. And what they proved is what I am going to talk about, it, which this Diablas Reventadas, psicópatas, errantes, atrofiadas, Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas, consider of expertises of some good, abominable degenerada mierda, living of witchcraft and profaning and tell our job making up on me and anybody else for that saying. Anything they says will be just acceptably, irrefutably just truth because of they prove any sin around, guessing up on the person, parasiting the person. But this class of a witchcraft, a divinatory selective shit, saying what the person is going to do and act naturally like every day next over self-living, whatever the ambient, inside house, family, social work, and whatever else, is to saying whatever extra they said is going to be and have to be accepted because of they shown that everything works just like they said. People will do what they make them do, said, or what, at the fact, this class of a shit says people lives for they knows them, and they says what people will ever live every day. So at the clear of the day, I'm going to tell you one thing. The reimbursement man is saying that I will ever have to pay them, and I will ever be doing what they says that they will prove also with Ejército Argentino. And Ejército Argentino supposedly will prove that everything will be just like they says, and they will come to demanding how it's possible to giving glory to me, while evangelics will ever prove that ain't no God in my person and wouldn't be no possible. And they, evangelics, putting anointment, which Adonai never gave and never will allow, in Diablos Reventados, Sodom y Gomorrah, saying that they will transform them lives and they will serve the Lord by raping and destroying our people and robbing and ruining and forging and making any argumenting and organization of the degenerates just like them and evangelics themselves. So at the reality of the soul, I come and I see the reality of this and the clearing for the soul. And all through this time, I just can see the clear fact that perras enfermas, Sodom y Gomorrah, considered of expertise Argentina, and UNASUR kept on making the same. And the same on the soul is exactly what they naturally do. Degeneración y abominación. So, at this day, I have shown this, and while at the so early 6 a.m., I just woke up, sleeping terribly and really heavily at my address, and find out that we had problems. So the problem were solved at the best hand and assistance of the real God, ADON, my God, my owner, the real creator, and the reality of Adonai needed this to be ended. And where criminales reventados, Ejército Argentino, in Washington, D.C., saying how you possibly would consider this one upon us, while evangelics shown, and the perros degenerados, while everything were ended, already proved, they done nothing, not here, not there, and few, stating that they said, oh, we are going to cheat everyone, and we show that we handle crafts and devices with our mind. Sorry for this in my face. So suddenly the reality were, immediately, not touch them, because of everything goes to hell to us. Nothing will ever happen on the whole entire world, and suddenly, what? Are you going to conspiring against us, you too? And now you're going to say something like, we are not aware? And calling them all around, Terra Sucias, Argentina, to immediately we got to talking with General Nafar, Ejército Argentino, because of we have an emergency where he moved and we didn't blast the world, so you are not gonna take position. Oh my God, tell anything while we find out and take out any information to tell how, where, and what, where, like pretending to do now. This is around 10 a.m. Buenos Aires, and it happened around 5:30. I'm sorry, 5th hour at the dawn. So, wanted to blast the world and saying, oh, only us. Don't you see he never done nothing? For the blasting and for the, oh, we're done, and he pretends, delivering. And trading to murdering International Criminal Court. And Jewish Communities Council, United Nations, and everybody saying they better to give the money of the reimbursement I got because of they will kill everybody. And a lot of civil Kirchners and associated with Perrita, Perros Sucios, Sodom y Gomorrah, Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, playing the patriotic, heroic, making the same with my Jewish community, Samia, Daya, and much others all over UNASUR, and trying to hack like already shown and were expressed, which is not for nothing to transfer about no international home banking nets, because of those accounts are not for transferring on no way except personally by the person that owns them, and telling that everything belongs to them. And they proved also that everything that I said I done, they done, but profaning me day and night, every day making the generations they says they done, and every time proved that no one have done nothing and only done while I do, and also by others making too, and stating whatever the generation manipulating and lying and using evangelics of hell and liars and opportunistic that generates just like them to the saying it were only them. Not embarrassing the patriot and murdering whoever doesn't attach us at what the trouser of perros degenerados, Sodoma y Gomorra, ejército argentino, dirts the emblem and insults the patriot, perros degenerados, Sodoma y Gomorra, ejército argentino. And at the reality of this, pardon for few, and not for convenient, pardon for few. The reality is exactly this. Kept on making the same generation and kidnapping, raping, murdering, robbing, and making the abominable shit they died like and forever. Right. At the reality of this were these lampreas del infierno, evangelistas degenerados with the pardon of victims, making exactly the same and anointing that generates for they to say we do to it. Which Adonai said no, and Adonai doesn't act forwarding that shit. And in the middle of this all kept on argumenting whatever the shit and lying, saying we saw it all the time, and all the time we're doing the same. And in the middle of this all, what they say Satan is exactly what they liars, with the fever of Lord given us, and we are not going to lose in this resistance and fight said, and cannot be of God because of they the liars, they are of God, and God will show them. And our demons with those demons all that they want and rather, thinking God is going to accept such a shit on the terms of the abomination of, oh, the ones that the world rejects this. And the world that they says that rejects is exactly what Adonai recovered for the making decency and honors, and the right orders and the clear fact for the fighting life about the honors of his name and at the glory of the whole of his name about he determined to be, and not the world of diablos reventados y abominables, which they all together are. So at the reality of this I will be, and we will be the bad guys, and I will be the cheater and the liar, but I will need medications, and I will have to be internated here. And all through this all, I will ever have the let's put in the things in clear. Perras de Sodoma y Gomorra profaning me every night, every day, especially whenever I rest, think that I'm relaxed and they can see it better. Over supposed national security techniques, and perros degenerados profaning me, Sodoma, Adlebech la Jajali, Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, at the reality to saying that whenever they cut inside me and wanted to come up to profaning me, perros hijos de perra, que los voy a poner muertos a todos, saying that them fellas were stuck inside me. And in the middle of this all, I am not needing more damages. Whoever transits about to making this the generations is going to die with them. Whoever keeps on making this the generations, I'm going to put dead. Whoever keeps on making this abominations dies irremissibly, and it's over. No human rights, no ethnic rights, no cultural rights, no nation attached, no law. Is abomination and is the generation and dies. Because of demons, Adonai doesn't want, neither I and neither humanity. And blevesgivi op lebesechel, abaf lech maplachi di beskabledach, in remaplachi di skablebesechel, chalikini vam. And reba pleche vesishkoa lebepleche likishvadach lecha maglechinima, recho blevefeche lachi biskablebezacha, degenerada mierda, y mierda eterna, bepleveche lachi biskablebechlacham, in rebeklecha beplefe sibiskablebechlakiva, remati bepleveche lachachalam. Are we understanding? It's exactly this. And in the middle of this reality, Revoplefe Halhalam, Ripoplefe Seveskoblefe Hlachikav, Anteskalka, Reva Civilim, Adbesevel Koblefe Hlachisim. So, making the staging over showing Oh, are you watching now that we have the worm camera? What is he going to do? I'm telling you, he's going to do it. He does what we say. For what they says, they makes me do, and everything will be them done and making mind control for it to act. Like with my friends and my people, destroying them with perras evangelistas del infierno. And during this, also, the reality of certain class of a thing like they will be the warranty that everything is shown by the supposed expertises with forgeries and lies and the generations too can kill our people and to destroy me and saying that everything belongs to them will ever be simply like they shows about Teller making, oh, he's next going to do that. So, he's going to do that now. Don't you see? He does what we say. Anything will be endorsed because of they will be the law. Los voy a matar a todos, los voy a dejar a todos muertos prontito y vamos a festejar y a celebrar que mierda se fue al infierno y podremos respirar y vivir. Sorry for this. HTTPS www.brmcdmcb ODX middle CDR middle Sistemas de Seguridad y Recuperación UNASUR Elementales de Cristianismo Evangelista y Secretaría y Ministerio de Seguridad Nacional Argentino, UNASUR, DRMCBMCDX 85 9s 19 zeros 4348 PDM BXTDRMCBODMR DXXX4143 point INT point DMDXTDMC bar CIS 2 point OFOD middle CIS Hosno. This is HOZZNNOH 11.19. This recall will be in known systems F9 or F6. The both works with the whole of the tools. And let's see what is next at this May 22nd, Friday, in the disgusting Buenos Aires with the burden of victims and innocents. At this already 10:30 and maybe a little bit more. And I'm Elishel E.BLANCO REDEMI, and this already hearing each word I said and recording what I said, saying that I stolen them, perras degeneradas y perros de cuarta, with mind control for they to taking control. And oh, come on, ain't nothing on this to hear and to see. It's all we say. Come on, no one is going around. Let's get killed because of we are not going to lose the power and the goddamn riot of this goddamn city. The generation of it pretends to curse me, saying that I should be because of they will defend for the Christ of the hell, the city of the hell that they are part of. And that's like hell. Sorry for this. Buenos Aires of hell, which not us, not ours, and not victims and innocents. Sehlá.